Hi, I'm Kimberly Vanaman. I'm a hustle specialist from Massachusetts. You can reach me at kimvanamandance@verizon.net. And I'm being helped by my friend here, Gail, to talk about the workshop I did on Saturday afternoon at 5, which was called Styling for Him and Her. My goal for the workshop, which everybody did really nicely, was to create a nice, clean canvas that you could then style from there in all different flavors if you choose. I talked about how styling is the thing that you must pay forward. There's certain things you have to do in order to get that clean slate so that you then have some choice. The other thing that's of point was that these things that we worked on look better, feel better, work better. And you already get style just by employing these techniques. So the first thing we had everybody do was to make fists with their thumbs poking out. I had them bring them over their heads, then turn their thumbs to the outside, and then bring their arms down to establish the shoulders over the ribs and over the hips. Hustle has a tendency to pull this away because of the speed and power, but this is the first thing. Then we also push down by helping our partner under the biceps to turn on the lat muscles and to get the shoulders and the arms supported from the back and underneath. Once we did that, we put it together with a partner and we talked about creating a circle of energy so that my connection here with Gail's tricep and scapula and back is complete all the way around through her body to the swing hold down here, up across my shoulders, which are also down, and so that they have a nice circle of energy. We talked about negative space, having volume and a presence in your dance, and that it shouldn't collapse when you come into closed position, but you should think about the energy of this place, and that when we go to open position, we talked about then you work with positive space, which is literally the lines of your body. But anytime you come into a closed position, you're dealing with the space and energy that you are containing and defining with your body. And then when you go into open position, you're dealing with line. So we talked about if you want to go into closed position, you also must maintain the energy. So for my followers, when I release them, that arm should already be on and my arm should already be on. So whether I choose to cover my money as a leader or have it float out, and whether she chooses to brush her hair, wipe the sweat off her body, brush her pants, go out to the side, anything she chooses to do, it's not about arm, it's about back. That your back is what establishes that, not the arm moving arbitrarily by itself. We did a lot in this workshop. So we also talked about, when we were talking basic, I'm actually going to be a follower for just a second. We talked about the concept that if the follower dances with her feet like they each have their own track, then she's doing, I'm going to show you this way, then she's doing this. And then if you do that, can you dance poorly for me, love?
I'll try.
Okay, I know it's not easy. So she does not put her feet on one floorboard and keeps them straight. She actually will block our motion, will stop right here because she stops me. But if she swivels instead and puts an opening and a closing and a swivel in her hip, we start to move. Okay, so she enhances the function of the dance, and she just added a big piece of style. Well, it's a little, but it effect is big. Okay, then we got that going on. Then we talked about with the whole picture that people, when they watch Hustle, they see this expansion, they see this opening out, and in general, they cause difficulty because they get too far from each other, and this arm gets straight, and then they end up with this pendulum thing. So we talked about, first of all, the concept, just dance a little closer, have a little spring lift in your arm. It's breathing, it's light, it's moving, so that when you're dancing, it has, and here's another negative space moment. Then we talked about the idea that in order to have styling time, that you needed to have control and what I call vertical poise on your threes. So we did an exercise where we did and 1, 2, control, and we held that. And then we would do and 1, 2, control. So that people got used to stopping on the front, on the ball of the foot, on the 3. Leaders, we also talked about you remembering that you were not a catcher, a receiver, that you are instead going to meet her, stretch to meet her, think more like a pitcher, so that your body is always carried forward as well, and so that you grow to meet her. We talked about keeping your right toe in your hip and your heart on your follower because she has to be in front of you two ways. Okay, first, she has to be in front of me based on the floorboards. Then, even if I'm like this and she's in front on the floorboards, she actually has to be in front of me. So I have to turn my toe out, my hip and my heart, so she's in front of me two ways, both in distance this way and in front of my center. Then we also talked about, this will be a good class. Then we also talked about that when the leader is dancing and doing his and one, it's about what he's going to do. So he's going to think about where he needs to go next with that and one, and that he wants to make sure that what he's about to do is relative to where he needs to go. Okay? And also for styling, we also talked about the concept that when you're dancing with your partner and you're hearing something in the music and you want to work with that and you want to do that styling, that you're still going to keep your energy towards each other. You're not going to let it pull away from you. So that even if you're making a gesture away, the energy is still towards each other. And frequently, the palm of the lady's hand, more than the fingers of the lady's hand, will be toward her partner, because she'll be in control in that three. So even though it looks like we're going away, she's going to be giving me energy into my hand so that I'm having her body weight and her energy towards me. And I think we look really good at the end of this class. So thank you all for joining me. Please, if you ever want my undivided attention, you can email me at kimvanamandance@verizon.com. Thank you.
Dance Jam Production.